Miss Gauze, I understand that times are very hard right now and you are struggling to support your family. And we understand that you needed to come to New York just to kind of get away and relieve your stresses. So, because of that, we're going to comp you your room. We're going to give you the presidential suite. And just because we're not sure if you really can afford to feed yourself while we're down here, you can have anything in the minibar that you'd like. Okay? Don't be giving that shit to Donald Trump. He can pay for all that. His apartment is made of gold. Tell him to take one of them damn posts out of his room, go burn it and start handing it out. I mean, go melt it and start handing it out to people. That's what I'd like to see. Tito, the other chicks ain't here. I thought we talked about this. um, this hotel is so good. Donald Trump will stay there. Armani Diamond, bad credit. Yo, I went to a seminar the other day and they said that good credit before was like 720. Now, to get anything, your credit has to be like 750, 760.
800.
Do you want to know what the max is for your FICO score? Is 800. 800. So that means that if you have not paid one bill on time, you ain't getting nothing. And if you do get something, your interest rate is going to be sky high. And then guess what's going to happen? Bank of America is going to have record profits next year. I just like to let y'all know. The banks are going to have record profits next year because they'll be able to collect so much money off of interest from all these people who are trying to get anything it is that they can.
That was another story on MSNBC earlier this evening. They were talking about how the banks are collecting, they're double dipping essentially because they're getting bailout money, and banks across the board have raised the fees, not only interest card rates or credit card rates, the interest on credit cards, but also checking fees and late fees.
Oh, everything.
And everything. All
Yo,
the fees
a bounce
have been
check fee.
cranked
I
up.
went to go take money out of KeyBank the other day. Can I tell you how much they charged me? I canceled my transaction and I really needed me some money. Can I tell you they charged me $3 to take money out of KeyBank the other day? $3.
I don't. What was it?
Flajigga.
Was it ATM
It was an ATM. I needed to take out cash. They charged me $3
at the bank?
No,
And that's your bank?
no, that's not my bank.
Oh,
My bank
okay.
is Bank of America.
Okay.
But they charged me that was the highest I had ever seen it. $3. $3.
That's like mall prices.
And you know what? When I went to this seminar the other day, they were telling us that, now's the time where you need to start accounting for every single penny it is that comes out of your wallet. So if you're the type of person to use your charge card all the time, like I use my debit card, ask my kids. My kids is like, "Ma, can I have $2?" I'm like, I don't got no damn cash on me. Why are you asking me for money? But if you are the type of person that, maybe you go and you use your debit card at certain places, or first of all, you should never use your debit card as a debit. You should always use it as credit. Never, ever, ever use it as debit. Always use it as credit, because if you use it as debit, then they're charging you for it. They're charging it just like as if you would have taken it out of the ATM, FYI. But you have to start accounting for those little charges. Like, imagine if I went to KeyBank 3 times this month. That's almost $10 out of my damn account that I'm thinking I'm only taking $60 out. Technically, I've taken out $70. You need to start accounting for trailer trash. How about I just swipe my ATM on you and you just give me cash? How's that? And Buddhist says keep your money under the pillow. I would guarantee you that a lot more people are keeping money at home these days in their safes than they are putting it in the banks. I could probably guarantee you that.
If I can't get to the credit union to get cash, I don't get cash.
Yeah.
And that's it. I have my debit card.
You just use your debit card.
Yep.
Yeah, and Tito, oh my gosh, Tito brought up a good point. So not only am I being charged $3 by KeyBank, but I'm also being charged $2.50 from Bank of America. So I take that back. That's like $17 that's out of my account that I didn't account for. So this is what you guys should start doing. And I'm really serious when I say this. You need to start writing down every single thing it is that you spend. Just do it for a week. You don't have to do it for that long. Write down every single thing that you spend money on, and you would be shocked to see how much money you go through just by using that little measly card as a credit card or as a debit card. You learn. I mean, like, you know, there's certain places, like we got a Family Dollar up here. They don't accept credit, so I always have to use it as a debit card. When I go there to use it as a debit card, I use my credit union card because they only charge me 50 cents to take money out. So I get charged 50 cents, you know, if I need to use it as a debit.
Credit union is that?
Sunmark.
Wow.
And actually, my first 5 debits are free.
I don't believe I get any charges for my debit card.
Yeah.
SEFQ.
Oh, okay. Whatever. Well, I don't take out
State
cash.
employees.
Whatever. It just
Federal
doesn't have to
credit
be the
union.
state employees. The Diva and the Dawn. Oh, can we do shout outs? No, we're having a good talk. We're not going to do shout outs right now. Armani says that TD Bank does not charge for money. Trailer Trash. Don't be talking about women and money.
That's a good point there, Tito.
Financial advice from Hope, end of recession. That part, or just don't spend money. You know what's the hardest thing? And after I did this for a week, you know what I realized I had to cut out? It's the little things that you got to cut out. You know what I had to cut out? Coffee at Stewart's in the morning. Because I go to Stewart's every freaking morning to get coffee. And I go get coffee, and then I'm like, oh, you know what? I need something to eat. So let me get a banana. Or let me get some cinnamon raisin toast. And then by the time I'm done, I spent like $5 in Stewart's. So you multiply 5 times 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. That's $25 that I don't put in my budget. And I was very good as far as...
Actually, 5 times 5.
I mean,
Times
5
5
plus 5
times
plus 5.
5.
I didn't mean 5 raised to the 5th power. You know, that you don't realize it. It's not something, and I'm very good as far as making a budget. Like, I budget everything down to my gas. And I'm thinking to myself, how come I still don't have any money? Oh, because I go to Stewart's and spend $1.20 on coffee and then whatever else it is that I feel like having that day. You know, because we're such impulse shoppers. You know, it's really kind of changing. You have to really change your lifestyle. Can't you get fruit at the market? Supermarkets are a ripoff. Actually, you know where I like to get, you know where I really like to get fruit from is the farmer's market. But again, I don't carry cash, so we always go to the farmer's market. I'm like, damn, you don't take credit card? Yo, I think everybody should walk around with a credit card machine. What do you think, Fred? I think every vendor should walk around with a credit card machine.
It may get to that point.
If you're selling something, you should have a credit card machine. Kind of like that guy who, Tito, you missed it earlier. I'll tell you about our story in a second. But kind of like that guy who's delivering beer and walks around with his ID machine. You know, if you're gonna sell me something, you should be mandated to carry a credit card on you. If they make more money selling ice trays than if you buy a new car. Strippers with cars.
Card swipe machines.
Well, they're selling
That's
something, ain't they?
Trailer
Selling a
trash,
service.
ladies and gentlemen. A real Renaissance man.
Student loans. Yogi Fish. Don't get into. Well, it seems like you've already gotten into the student loan trap. The student loan trap is the easiest trap to get into. And if you've done it thus far, you need to make sure you do not do it later. For those of you guys that don't know, student loan trap is you only need to take out $2,000, but because the government says you can take out a max of $4,000, you take out the $4,000 and spend the $2,000 on something that is that you have no clue when you're done with your degree. So you're like, oh, let me go shopping, let me do this, let me buy a beat up old car, and you know, you graduate and you were only supposed to have maybe $10,000 worth of loans, but you graduate and you realize you got $30,000 worth of loans. Don't fall into the student loan trap. Even though you're getting a great interest rate, don't get me wrong, because most student loans you get a great interest rate, especially if it's a subsidized student loan. Don't fall into the student loan trap, because let me tell you, in the end, you're still going to have to pay that back, regardless of if you have that plasma screen TV or not. At the end, you're still going to have to pay it back. Yeah, Cotton Wool James, you can spend it on whatever you want. Do you think that you know what you spent it on when you finished your 2 or 4 or 6 or 8 year degree? I mean, when you finish it, at least you can say, if you've only taken it out for your education, then you can say, I know exactly what I took out my student loans for. If you spent it on a plasma screen TV, in 5 years, that plasma screen TV ain't going to be worth anything. And all you did was just hook up your apartment in the meantime. Trust me. I mean, like, yeah, I see people deal with this all the time. Or you're starting in